Anyway, good morning. This is probably one of the last videos you'll see from this location, although it's not entirely certain. One moment as I try to sit up here as I'm on my second, third cup of coffee here. But, so, give me a second, I'm still waking up. Should have made that a little bit stronger. Now, over to the chair. Good morning, good evening. This is the BlindSlice slash good morning Conformity. Oh, girls. And my kids are feeling the pre-move angst. I'm just sitting here basically packing up the science department and throwing away anything I can recollect versus little parts that are hard to come by. So, yeah, about a year's worth of collecting junk parts that basically no one would have any use for. But to me, they're the exact. All these parts fit together perfectly. So it's just a matter of build. The proof and concept is there. It's the assembly of it and little stuff like getting strip magnets and glue. You know, like throw everything together basically. Since I don't have a 3D printer to make anything look streamlined, I have to basically repurpose and recycle, and then use that to build the outer assembly and chassis, etc. of everything. And that's just to get the little generator up and running. That's just to fucking prove that thing can go on its own. Basically just a zombie battery powering it, and a jewel thief at that point. Well, as I'm like waking up and taking a look around me and my sanctuary to a degree I could sentimentally call this my humble abode, home away from home. So, this last week of everything, I went from, basically god of my household, quote unquote, king of my house, going, damn it. I never had that feeling in my life, by the way. And feel like God. I just was putting my foot down on it, saying, no, this is my household. I'm fucking tired of being thrown under someone else's thumb and getting nothing I care about done. Meanwhile, I still have all of the finances to do all of the repairs here, even drop a new trailer down if I had to. But, I didn't make it to the court. After an 8-day continuance, I was already bordering almost on admitting my damn self because of the stress levels and the slander and just all the back and forth bullshit. Being able to move on from such things is much more important than anything else, which didn't even come up as a subject matter. Yeah, you can imagine how I feel when they only are holding the second lease once I started renting to own, and they didn't do anything in the first place. That's when I offered to pay, when I got a payee, and the payee can authorize the check for any repairs that need to be done in the structure in the first place, and people want to play stupid with me and my payee at that point. And I haven't had running water in this bitch since in the first place. People were sitting there pussyfooting over $11 like they're all on crack. It's literally $11 for 50 feet worth of hose. I think it was 11 something or 14 something. Come on. No, seeing the state of this place, all they do is just cover their ass. Like, oh, the city said something, we better make it look like we're doing something. Worse than slumlords. Worse. Their asses just slide by. They're worse than slumlords at that point. But that's why I kept saying no hard feelings, etc. to the guy that actually got me in here with the paperwork the way it was. And identity fraud and all that. But even in his measure, it's all conflict of interest. But then again, that's again, to a degree, still covering their own asses again. Same mentality. That's why it seems back and forth on that. As I have to take in consideration the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the intent, the impetus of said help as well. And that's been considered. In fact, now I can say, as a medical marijuana caregiver that just has digital purchasing power, I now have a debit card. I can now order everything online and have it dropped at my doorstep at this point. So I don't have to sit here and rely on someone getting me to Home Depot and picking shit up or something, or even Lowe's, because sometimes they got the better price. So other places online that sometimes have it too, direct from source. But anyway, my conformity video of this day and the distraughtment of, that's more of what it is. Distressed. I was distressed, and then I freaking got distraught. I was distraught and then distressed. Whatever. I was that close. If I didn't have my crazy ass makeshift family out here, the hodgepodge people that were the only ones that were, not the only ones as much as they think they were or are, I blew up because of all the stress. Everyone's moving. So, I blew up because of all of the stress and walked the fuck away. So, and then I had to go back and make, kiss and make up, basically. I kind of fucked up something real beautiful at the same time. And I probably won't. Don't know. Throw it back to the universe, like I say. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. Other than that, but I couldn't lose my friends like that and cut them out of my life just because they're recovering addicts. And I'm not. This is how I lost my friends. I don't know if that video ever got posted where I told the story about how I tried to become my friend's dealer way back in the day. Like 20 some odd years ago, back when I was in, that would have been high school, second year of high school at that point. And that's what made me get out of selling dope when I was a kid, stupid teenager. I wasn't on those drugs. Hell, I didn't even smoke weed till I was 18. I was selling to construction workers. So, like I said, give me a moment so I can kind of rearrange. I got half my floor here turned into a desk too right now. So it's technically, even my desk right here ain't big enough for how much paperwork I'm looking at. Ugh. floor is barely enough space. Yeah, that'd be closer to how thick it really is. But anyway. And that's even with the fact that, like, if I took this to, like, Judge Judy or something at this point, right? Hey, okay, so here's the technicalities. I'm sorry if I'm jumping around. Like I said, I just woke up. Plus, I'm moving, well, at least getting things ready to move no matter what really occurs, because I don't know what the final decision. I'm just have a general understanding that they'll be sending me a little pink slip in the mail as the official, by the city, side of everything, official authority from the city saying to get the hell out. That's all. That's all that's left at this point. But I'm sure with whatever procedures and process they want to go, since they want to call this condemned, if it and they did nothing and left me here with no ID to really do anything either. Just kind of shoved me off either as a junkie, or as a crazy motherfucker. So, no matter what happens at this point, it's renting under false pretenses. Yeah, rent to own, and let's see here. So, if I were to go through point by point at this point, case by case, I did not have anything but a photocopy of my damn passport as of September last year. And they had renewed the lease as of July or June, just a couple months prior of that, over to the rent to own. September was the original plan time on $300 authorized for all repairs at that point. But guess what? Not a single friend, as I said, came through on any of that. In fact, instead, I ended up having a seizure on my bike. People thought I was just on drugs or fucking drunk, as usual. I even did a Hail Mary on it. So, as of September, it took from September to December to recover from that damage. The physical damage, like my skull still hurts on this whole side, right here in this whole section. I probably fractured it. I probably cracked my skull. Probably fucking cracked it open. Just saying. Especially with what my friends, when they checked it, they couldn't believe how bad it was. I had to roll on it to kind of like, almost like reset it. Like, it made a really bad noise and it hurt like hell. And my neighbors probably just thought I was yelling at them or something. Go fucking figure, and that's why I've got the attitude I got. Not to mention I had the manager drive away on me. Not 3 times, not 4 times, but 5 times. 3 times on the record, 5 times. Because they won't take... If I call 911, the ambulance won't take me to a specialist. And if with my seizures, by the time I've already had it, all I could have gone in at that point is for a concussion or brain damage. Because I couldn't even speak English. I couldn't even think in my own head. I couldn't barely... I was typing backwards. And inside out. But at least I could read out loud. So that's where I worked from to get my English skills back to par. English shorthand. Because otherwise I give people a 5-page essay by default. 5 page 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 essay by defa
It's like a 5 hour or a 3 hour. Anyway, 3 hour lecture on it. Um, yeah. So that $300 was half spent on gas running around the city trying to fucking find a store I could reload my damn PayPal card with, so I could keep track of all repairs, official and legitimate. So in case they decided not to renew the lease and all that, they can just hit me for that kind of thing. That's why I was going with a minimalist approach on some things. But after I reviewed everything, it's so cheap to do this. This is just been a matter of no transportation, or no digital purchasing power, and no proper ID up until all of that. So that's why I'm just looking at the place that I actually literally do call my little humble abode. That's the way it's been the whole time. In fact, I put the damn drywall up just so I could fucking try to cancel out some of the damn noise. Because every time my dang neighbors there were outside just enjoying their day, it sounded like they were right at my damn door. And I was like, alright. It helped a little bit, you know. But yeah. But anyway, my payee before that. And here's the thing, the video quality, speaking of which. Yeah. I don't want to do much longer here because it takes. I can't understand why they freaking have it stuck on what megapixel it is for these videos, because it takes forever to upload from this phone. I have to literally upload it through my computer. So I almost have to get a whole new camera app that can do a smaller size video. Because I'm going to be basically switching to where I can't ground base and use my computer at that point. I think that's the other thing that's making me really hurt at this point. Is that my friends just. This is why. Back in high school, it was like losing my friends twice. And I almost popped off. I did pop off at them about the same fucking way in the middle of this move. So I almost lost my friends again. Again. The ones I ran into that are almost reminders of the friends I had to cut out of my life before. Because of their drug problems. I'm not gonna, in this, I'm an adult. I'm not gonna turn around and be their dealer. As much as I bet some people would wish. Instead, the house rules of the place we're all basically set up to stay at this point is no hard drugs at all. Same rules I have in my household. So, that'll help their recovery. Stay anonymous with it, of course. That's why I don't mention directly anyone or anything by name unless they're directly and officially, very officially as in, like the manager if she's misleading the landowner, or if one of the tenants are the only ones complaining. The nature of their complaint on top of that. But that never made it into court unless they wanted to bring that in after. See, and then I get to say, well, how long have I really been staying here? And what was the reality of my situation? Now I can do something about it at the tail end. Now I feasibly can. Because I got rid of all the middlemen. That's what I had to cut dead weight either way. And still try to hold on to friendship at the same time as kind of say you kind of thanks for the emotional support, but I don't need your advice is where I'm at with my friends. The advice ain't helping. I mean, there's one person's advice that is, but I'll let that sit for another story of the old roads at that point. So, yeah, it's about the longest good morning conformity video I've ever done. So, I'm getting another cup of coffee. So,